Sky Howdy, and welcome back to another episode of World Bigfoot Radio. Howdy, everybody. And once again, it's the holiday season, and everybody has visions of mistletoe and sugar plum fairies and crackling warm fireplaces to keep away from the chill winter conditions out there, especially in the north here where it's snowing every day and it's colder than bleep. And I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. This Christmas, try and remember people that are perhaps less fortunate than yourself, and a growing number of them having problems around the holiday season. Reach out to them, help them if you've got the ability to do so, and make everybody's Christmas a Merry Christmas. So anyway, what do we got this time? Why am I sitting here talking to you? Who's that guy on the screen? Well, that guy on the screen is the new logo that I've got up on YouTube. You can see it. It was made by Steve Darnell for me, and started to use it for the logo now. And it's supposed to be Mr. Smiley, the first thing that I saw in '72 when I was out sledding. That's his artistic sort of cartoon version of it. And then if you look at its hair, it says World Bigfoot Radio. So anyway, I'm going to have this available on my swag site where you can get the merchandise. Teespring. I'll put the link up, or the information, which is always, by the way, in the information on the video, every single video. You can get a hold of me. You can get merch. It shows you where to get to the merch store. And you can also donate to the show. And on that, remind everybody that this show is not monetized. It's 100% viewer supported. And the wonderful viewers that support this show all get their name on the co-producer list at the beginning of the show, which is what that is. And I greatly appreciate them. If it was not for them, this show would not be happening, and all the rest of you wouldn't be seeing it. And as for all the rest of you, I got over 20,000 subs on this channel now. Really amazed. That just happened recently. I'm super appreciative of that. I never thought in a million years that I would actually have a channel with that many subs on it. So just frankly, I'm pretty surprised about the whole thing, especially with the suppression that I've been getting from YouTube for years now. Thanks, YouTube. One guy told me that he got unsubbed for my channel 22 times and asked me why I was doing that. And I said, I can't unsub anyone. YouTube's doing it. So if you think you're subbed and maybe you're not, you might want to check that. And if you haven't subbed, I would really appreciate it if you do sub. Okay, let's get around to what we're here for, which is to look at some video. In September, I had Keith Crabtree, the guy who played the legendary Boggy Creek monster in the movie The Legend of Boggy Creek, up here camping with me. And we made a little side trip down the pass, and Keith is not very mobile, so he had to hang around by the truck while I did a quick jaunt up into the woods by myself in a place we call the Magical Hidden Stream. Michael Matt named that when we found it. Well named, very weird looking, looks like a set from a Hollywood movie of Lord of the Rings or something. Doesn't even look real, really. And the first time we were up there, we got several Bigfoot on video. So I decided that I would be crazy and go up there just by myself and do a quick walkthrough. So I fired up the camera, zoomed in, took a look at the river, and started walking down toward it, not realizing that I hadn't unzoomed the camera again. So all I got in the 8 minutes it took me to walk up there and back again was a whole lot of wobbly, really bad video, which is excruciating, and I actually went through it, and I don't think there's anything in it. However, at the end of the video, and keeping in mind this was terrible, and I was getting to the end of it, and I was like, well, I'm not even going to use this clip. This goes into the trash. And at that point, I start going down the embankment to go back to the road. And as I'm going down the embankment to go back to the road, it looks to me like there's something in the woods on the far side of the road. Now, Blaine Tyler has looked at this clip and several other people, and he pulled out the Bigfoot that was over there. So, yeah, there was one watching me. And I walked pretty much directly toward him because I didn't notice him at the time, and I'm an idiot. I walked right across the road, and then I had to turn to my right and go walk up the pass, probably about 100 feet, to where Keith was with the truck still waiting. And as long as I was walking and I had the camera going, I just filmed the ditch as I was walking past it. Yeah, well, when I was looking at this part, all of a sudden I noticed this black thing, this black image in there, and I went, what the heck is that? So I went back and I clicked through frame by frame, and there is some sort of a canid there watching me. It's about 20 feet away from me. Seems to be snarling. It's got its mouth open anyway. Doesn't look happy. It's black. One of its eyes is red, the one you can see. The rest of it's kind of hidden underneath a bush. So what is this thing? Well, it does appear to be some sort of a canid dog type creature. Is it a wolf? Doesn't look like one. Is it some kind of a stray dog? Well, that is a possibility. But upon looking at it, and you'll notice when you watch the video later on, Stephen Hill also confirmed this because he found an additional one. After the camera goes past the canine, probably Dogman creature in the foreground, there are two Bigfoot in the background. And Stephen Hill found the one that was blending. I had already spotted the one that was on the ground, and we'll show you both those. And then I went back and looked through it again. And before I even get to the apparent Dogman in the bush there's another Bigfoot on the ground that's laying down at the base of a tree looking at me, and you can see his eye. I'll point that out again. There's some other clips in here, too, where there's some things that we pulled out of other sections of this little teeny... There's like 1 minute of video. And I had Rob McCrae and a bunch of other people look at this. And when Robin looked at it, she actually got exhausted. Her and her husband, Pat, sat down and watched it on a big screen TV. And they pulled out so many cryptids out of there, she actually got exhausted from doing it. And apparently the reason is there's a portal there. And I apparently got that on camera, too. And so that's what they were all hanging around there for. So anyway, like I said, the first piece of it that we're going to look at is the one with the weird looking thing on it that appears to be some kind of a dog thing. But let's get started here. We're looking in the upper left hand side on this one next to that tree. Looks like a fuzzy head. This one, you see the outline on the left hand side, that black shadow? That's got hair. That's not a shadow. And down below the black shadow, that's an eye. Eye of what? I don't know. Stephen Hill found that one. And thanks to him for, again, going over the video and taking a look at it. Now we've got, this is to the right-hand side of the canid thing. Those two little heads there, I don't know what the hell those are. They could be little people. Directly in the middle of the screen that we're zooming in on, you can see the red eye there next to that tree. And he's kind of underneath there watching me. As I get him on video, he actually has his head turned and is watching me come toward him. There's his not very happy, smiley-looking face. And here we are taking a look in the background, the two Bigfoot spotted by Stephen Hill here. There's the one that's blending. You can see him hanging out in that bush there. And then down below him to the right, this one I had also spotted earlier. Stephen spotted him too. And he's not blending. He's just sitting down there thinking that he's completely hidden and nobody can see him. And that happy Dogman there. There you go. You can see the top of his head and his shoulders, and you can actually even see his eyes if you look carefully. So, and again, look over to his right. You know, what's... yeah, all kinds of weird things on this piece of video. So... here we go, clip 405. This is at the beginning of it, where I'm walking around, and then now I'm coming back down the embankment. And yes, this is terrible. It's not stabilized. Sorry about that. And then I'm actually going to be sliding down this embankment. And that was part of the... No, I'm filming this guy because I'm sliding down the embankment and trying to not fall over. And I'm still walking along with the camera. Going across the road. There was already one on camera. We'll come back and show you that one later. But now I'm just going to start walking along and filming in the ditch. And there's the first thing. There's an eye down there at the base of those two little trees. See that? And if you watch really closely on the stabilized, slowed down version, you can catch him. And here's the first time where I pick up on this canid thing. And as you can see, he's turned. He's watching me come toward him. So this is live being, whatever it is, because it changes position as I'm walking past it. And here we're going quarter speed. There's that nice red eye. That's extremely disturbing. Doesn't look happy. And a couple more Bigfoot down below. Once again, quarter speed, this time stabilized. There's Mr. Not Looking Happy with his glowing red eye, and there we go. Down below, more Bigfoot. Now we're going to go through it really slow and give you a better chance to look at it. Now you can see the one down below there. Watch carefully, middle of the screen. Lower middle, I should say. Okay, there's Mr. Red Eyeball. And you guys may pick up more in the background. If you do, timestamp, tell us what part of the screen they're on, point them out, because like I said, a bunch of pros have already gone through this and looked at it and just flipped their bleep, because there's so many cryptids in this little piece of video. Like everything in the kitchen sink is watching me walk past them, which is extremely disturbing. Very extremely disturbing. But at least I'm in the right place, apparently. If I want to find Bigfoot and everything else on Earth except for a catman and a reptoid, I got the right place to go do it. And here's the last time we're going to go through this, and this is the stabilized version. There's that eye. Ooh. And here we come on Mr. Red Eye. Is this a Dogman? I do not know what this thing is. But creeping me out, whatever it is. And here's the rest of the raw clip. Again, this isn't stabilized, and it's at regular speed. So this is how terrible the video looks and how amazing it is that I spotted anything in there and went, wait, there's something there. Let's go back and look at it. Oh yeah, there's a lot of somethings there, and there's going to be a lot of slowing little teeny parts of this down. There's the two sitting there, that the one that looked like a shadow at the beginning I showed you. Where, yeah, they're in here. There's a bunch of them in here. So apparently the whole time I was walking around in the woods up above by myself, they were all here on the opposite side of the road from where I was at, hanging around with Keith, waiting for me to come back again. Jerks. So make sure that you're kind to everyone. Safety first, last, and always. Pay it forward. Don't be mean to people if you don't have to be. Don't flip off the mountain giant. Don't poke Dogman with a stick. Don't punt the puckwudgie. And for God's sake, whatever you do not hug the Wookiee. See you later, folks.